Hi there, I'm big fat YouTuber Melissa Kelly, and I know what you're thinking. Hey fatty, should you be in the kitchen making yourself some cookies? And the answer is, well, I've already done that, so now I'm making a video. I know you look at me and you think, she must be a plus size model from Paris. But no, I'm not. I am in fact a professional musician. Boom. And I have been for the past 18 years. By UK standards, I could have manslaughtered someone and been out of jail by now. But enough about my fantasies. I know some of you that watch my videos are musicians. I also know that some of you enjoy live music. And today we're going to be naming and shaming. Sometimes in life you have to take the bull by the horns and headbutt it in the face. Having been a musician for almost 2 decades, you get real good at recognising drunk people offering you nonsense. But it wasn't always so. When I first started my career, I had a lot of people come up to me at gigs with all kinds of opportunities that were, in a word, horseshit. I've had all kinds of punters come up to me and offer me all kinds of things, and for the most part, I think that most of those punters just want to talk to the performer. And that's okay, but some punters with a few bevies in them decide that they want to tell a story. Sometimes the things that people come up and say to me are harmless lies like, oh, I used to be a singer. I was once in a really successful band. Some of those lies go right through to things like, I have a gig I'm organising for the French ambassador and I would like you to sing for the French ambassador. I'm deadly serious. That was something someone offered me once. There's only one way as a musician to get better at noticing drunk punters telling lies, and that is to get good. Get good! And I would usually do one of two things. If they were very drunk, I would turn to them and I would say, listen, you're very drunk, and if you don't get away from me,
I am going to murder everyone in your family.
Oh, whoops, no, that's not what I said. I said, thanks very much, I have to go now, which is kind of the same thing. Or if they appeared legit and I could still smell shite, I would usually give my details and then I would never hear from them again. So when I had people come up and try to drunkenly offer me things, I took a new approach. Some would say a more violent approach. I would give each punter who decided they were going to lie to me 3 chances to get out of the lie. Hey man, I think you're great. Also, I'm best friends with Beyonce. You best friends with Beyonce? Are you sure? Yeah. We went to the dog track the other day, it was great. Do you want to meet her? We went to the dog track the other day. Are you sure? Yeah. I'll be able to get you on her next album. It's called Flamange. It's gonna be great. You're gonna get me on Beyonce's next album called Flamange. Are you absolutely sure? No, I just made that up. I don't know why. I just wanted to talk to you. That was silly. But you know what? It's fine. For the most part, I'm very polite to these people. But sometimes, not so much. Hey man, I think you're great. Also, I'm Miles Davis's grandson. Oh, okay. That's cool, hypothetically speaking. Why don't you come to my studio in the Bahamas, where you can record with me, but also you can meet some of my celebrity friends, like Shia LaBeouf. I don't think that's real. It totally is. Come on, you can come on my hoverboard right now and we'll record music and you'll become a famous musician. I don't think that's gonna happen. No, but seriously, guy, that's gonna happen. You're gonna be the new Beyonce. Okay, let's go. What, really? Genuinely? Let's leave right now. In fact, I want you to get Shia LaBeouf on the phone. I don't know, it's like late at night, he might be sleeping. Is he in America? The time difference probably means it's daytime. Phone him right now. I can't. Why not? I made all of that up. Didn't you? Yeah. Basically, as time went on, I just decided to call people out on their bullshit. I know what some of you are thinking, Melissa, who fucking cares? And to those people I would say, fair. But also, something happened to me recently, and I almost just forgot about the whole thing and put it down to just another person doing that thing that they do to musicians. But when I explained it out loud to my partner, he turned to me and he said, that was really cruel. And then I really thought about it, which I never normally do. And I thought, yeah, that was super cruel and unnecessary. Why would anyone do that? This is Smithies. I met him at the bar once. It didn't go well. Let me tell you why. And no, it's not because he looks like this. Did I just make a pop shot at him about his looks? Yes, I did. I think I'm allowed just one small petty comment. Now I know here on Soul Singer Discovers, everyone knows that I am a soul singer. Why not check out my Spotify? But also, to keep the lights on, as it were, I also run a residency in one of my local LGBTQI spaces where I perform musical theatre. Now It's a gay old time and it requires a lot of chops to do, because turns out singing musical theatre is not actually all that easy. A few weeks ago, I had several new crowds in that I've never seen before. For the most part, they were very well behaved. At the end of my gig, I was beckoned towards one of the tables. Now, putting aside for a second that I was wearing a floor-length sequin gown that had just had a full glass of red wine dropped down it, because, you know, drunk people in bars. One particular person at the table was very vocal about how much they enjoyed my performance. And as always, I thanked them for all of their kind words and explained that I work very hard, and so when people enjoy it, that's all I want. Then they started to share stuff about their life.
Kid, you wanna see a dead body?
No, it wasn't that. They told me that they were on The X Factor, which is a well-known British TV programme. The first few rounds are laughing at people with additional support needs, and then the rest of it is a mediocre singing contest. I said that was interesting. It wasn't. Then they stopped the conversation dead, and they said, voices like yours get forgotten about all the time.
A heart attack is a life-threatening emergency.
And I was like, damn, that was a mean thing to say. But you're absolutely right. That absolutely happens all the time. Because not everyone can be Beyonce. There can sometimes only be one.
There can be only one!
But at the same time, I explained it didn't matter because I was very lucky to still get to perform for my living. And every night I go home to a lovely big beardy man and a smelly little dog, because actually I have it really good. You really should be heard by lots and lots of people. And I'm like, well, you know, I have performed for 20 years. So quite a few people have heard me by now. Then we get to the section where I gave 3 shots to back out. He said, have you ever performed on the West End? And I laughed. Ha! Said no. And he said, would you like to? I laughed again. Ha! And said, wouldn't anyone? No, really, would you like to perform on the West End? Then I realised he was offering it as an opportunity. And that's when the clock started. I looked him dead in his eyes, knowing he was lying, and said yes. And he said, I know a guy. His name's Lee. My name's Lee, and I work on the West End. Don't ask what part of the West End, just the West End. Don't ask what I do. Do I work in the costume department? Who knows? Do I work the lights? I don't know. Do I design sets? Maybe. All you need to know is, my name's Lee, and I work on the West End. I tried to get to back out of what he was saying several times. But several times he said, no, I'm deadly serious. Do you want to perform on the West End? He said, please give me your details, and Lee will be in contact within the week. When I get home on a Wednesday night from my performance, I usually get into bed with Levi and give him the rundown of all the silly things that happened during the gig. I basically explained what he said to me, and that's when Levi's reaction stopped me. He was like, damn, that's really cruel. But what he did was to insist that not only was he a performer at one point, but that he also had the power to put me on a West End stage. Now, I'm a soul singer. I would love to perform on the West End, sure, but I would be way more interested in, for instance, performing in Ronnie Scott. West End's not been my dream, but it will be someone's. Then I think back to, what if the first person I met who lied to me in my career was someone who said, hey kid, how would you like to record Muscle Shoals with some of the greatest soul musicians you've ever met? Only to find out that person had lied. It would have crushed me completely. And then I agreed with Levi. I was like, that's not fucking cricket. Then I decided I really should be forced to tell the truth. And I decided to message him. I just wanted to give the opportunity to tell the truth. My first message goes like this. Bearing in mind, I knew it was bullshit, but I had to get him in a position where he had to admit he didn't know any Lee and had no power. It was lovely to meet you the other night. Don't worry, my dress survived the red wine. Laughing face emoji. I wanted to find out if your friend Lee would like my email or potentially any info about me. It would be lovely to get the chat and see if there's anything he's working on that might require some great singers. Did not respond to this. Shocker. So the next day, I sent a follow-up. Hey, just checking back in. Here's my email. If you let me know Lee's full name, I'll know to look out for him in my emails. Also, it would be lovely to see what else he's produced and worked on. Let me know my email. I thought this would be the one. I thought genuinely this would be the one where someone would turn around and go, listen, I made that up. I don't actually know anyone called Lee. There was also a part of me as well who thought, what if he just comes and gives me a fake name? I'm Lee Sheboygan and I work on the West End. But didn't come back and say he lied. And he didn't come back and give me a fake name. He blocked me. And I almost let it go. I almost thought, you know what, that's enough. He's blocked me because he's embarrassed. The block is a cope because he doesn't want to admit he lied, and he also doesn't want to give me a fake name. Maybe that should be enough. But then I was like, no, because the thing is, if he'd come back to me and said either of those things, and then just admitted he lied, I wouldn't have been a dick back, because I never am. I would have went back and said, listen, it's fine, just do me a favour. Don't do it to anybody else, because I'm long on the tooth, and I knew you were lying, and it doesn't bother me. But if you did that to a 19-year-old musical theatre student, you would have crushed their dreams before they'd even got going. And that shit's cruel as fuck. Made worse by the fact that I did go and look up some stuff about Smithy, and Smithy's not a bad guy. In fact, in one of his profiles, he says, "For me, my life has been a continuous journey, yet there is one commonality which has been central to all of my encounters and endeavours, my passion for helping and improving the lives of others." Smithy! You're not a dickhead. You should know better than this. I've done a whole bunch of stuff that's really cool. So why? Why do this? Fact is, I'll never get the answer to that because I am, remember, blocked. But I decided to make this video, not because I feel like it should be punished, mostly because I feel like it happens to me all the time when people come up and say these things. And every time it happens, I shrug and go, because it doesn't bother me anymore. But it's hard enough for musicians to get started in the music industry, especially if they're working class, without having people come up and tell them that level of lie. I am going to send this video to Smithy. I don't know if he'll ever watch it. Smithy. If you do, I need you to know I'm not mad at you. I just want you to never do this again. I don't know many musicians who won't sit around and have a good old laugh about that time someone said they were Amy Winehouse's dad, or that one time someone said they worked for Universal Studios and would they like to score the new Jurassic Park film. Every musician's got a story like that, of someone drunk, or sometimes not, making up a lie, making up an opportunity. It's a weird thing. I don't get it. And the only thing that I want to come from this video is that if someone who would do something like that sees this, they maybe see the other side of what it is they're doing and maybe consider how weird it is to do it so that they don't do it again. Because at the end of the day, you might be in a bar drinking and having a lot of fun, but for some of us, we're just doing our job. I think it's mostly musicians who watch this video and they'll laugh. And please, share your stories in the comments. We've all been there. But if you're not a musician and you know someone that does this, maybe send this to them and be like, guy, don't do that. It's fucking weird. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. May the Lord bless and keep you. And of course, by the Lord, I mean Beyonce. If you'll excuse me, I'm going to go back to my busy life being a big fat YouTuber. Why not consider subscribing? You don't have to be fat to subscribe, but it helps. Because sometimes in life, you have to take the bull by the horns. Sometimes in life, you have to take the bull by the horns and headbutt it in the face. Shit.